a new idea moved in. At Ford of Dagenham, all plans for car production were recast in 1948, and a new criterion of the road was set: 5-star motoring.
Ford's 5-star motoring aimed to produce cars for the British market that were sleek, stylish and speedy. Scaled-down versions of American dream cars. They designed saloon cars as well as smaller cars like the new Anglia and Prefect. One of the Dagenham designers was Charles Thompson.
We used to spend all day talking about cars, sketching and drawing, and getting paid for it. It seemed, and I know this is an exaggeration, it seemed that we used to sketch and draw all day long until somebody said, stop, we'll make that type of thing. Anything you drew, after a while, if your chief liked what you were doing, was translated into 3 dimensions. And this was clay modelling. Shaping a smooth line along the fender of the car, you would spend days and weeks just getting it to look right.
Ford's Dagenham plant was geared up to produce the new models. It was to be a breakthrough in British car production. Nevertheless, for most people, it was a dream come true.
Beautiful to look at, fast to move with.
The affordable dream of 5-star motoring paid off. By the late 50s, around 1 in every 3 cars sold in Britain was made at Dagenham. Ford were tuned into the aspirations of a new, younger generation, like Derek Forster.
New Year's Day 1957, that was when I became the proud owner of a Ford Prefect, and it was the deluxe version. I could have been driving a Cadillac for all I knew, and I was very fortunate because my parents had bought me that car prior to my 17th birthday in the March.
This was a time when car ownership was still a novelty that could set the curtains twitching.
I parked at the front door. I would pretty much guarantee, if my memory serves me right, we were the only car on the street. So you can imagine it was, it made you feel good.
The love affair between men and their proud new possession was blossoming in streets all over Britain.
It was my pride and joy. I think I polished everything but the exhaust. Well, in fact, I think I polished that as well. The exhaust pipe. The engine was cleaner than the outside.
And the pulling power of a smart new car promised in adverts for Ford's 5-star range seemed indisputable. It was certainly 17-year-old Derek's Ford Prefect, rather than him, that most impressed his first girlfriend, Sylvia.
To my way of thinking, it was as big as any American Cadillac that I'd seen on pictures, this sort of thing. I had no idea what it was, what type it was, but it was just beautiful.
A new courtship ritual emerged in the 50s. A public display in which young couples showed off this very latest status symbol. To teenagers like Derek and Sylvia, their Ford Prefect was sex on wheels.
I really expected that people walking past would be thinking, who is that in that car? And when I look in retrospect and see it in old family photographs where Derek is standing with his arm on the top of the car and he's head and shoulders taller than that, how little it was. I didn't realise we possibly used a show on to get inside.
Derek and Sylvia fell in love and became a couple. Every spare moment they had they spent together in their Ford Prefect, often making for local beauty spots. But there was to be no hanky-panky in this courtship.
If you drove 5 or 6 or maybe stretch it 10 miles, you'd gone some. So I used to identify the lay-bys in a radius of about, 10 miles. And we'd go with a flask and perhaps a sandwich or a little cake or something like that, and sit and pass the time in the car. And if it had been raining and the car got slightly mud splattered or whatever, I would drop Sylvia off at home, 6 o'clock-ish, 6:30, drive home, put the car in the garage, wash the car, leather it off, and then polish it so that it was gleaming as new as if it was in the showroom, my, dare I admit this, priorities were to my Ford Prefect. It won the day every time.